Alright, welcome to Save Plays. I'm playing The Outer Worlds again. This is episode 4. Last time I left off, because I had some real life stuff to do, I ended up, thought I would be back, but I had to stop the stream. But I left at a pivotal point where I had to decide what power to route the generator to. The power plant to, essentially deciding which city I needed to destroy. And I think I'm going to destroy the Spacer's Choice colony, because everyone seems to be worked to death. So let's see how that goes. Redirect power. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Warning, redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Please activate all 3 electrical track switches. Okay. What quest am I on in here anyway? Dire robot.
Yeah, huh? Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
3 switches. Are they in here? Switch down there. That's personal files. I believe I looked at that one already. Yeah, because there's the locked door that has the logic module inside. Oh, that switch isn't there. Hard. How do I get over there? Oh, there's a door here. Shh. Yep, be quiet.
Here we go! System. Nice hit! Nice one! Ah!
You're supposed to say ranged.
Everyone alright?
I told you to stay ranged. Maybe it reset. Distance far, weapon ranged. Parvati, I don't know what you're doing, but these robots are tearing you apart. I know, I should probably give you better armor, huh? That has 8 armor. 4 armor, 8 armor, 3 armor. Her armor has the same amount of armor as the riot control armor.
There's 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
We're sending power. From the geothermal plant. I don't want to do that. I messed up. I had the wrong quest selected. Let me reload the game. So I wanted to help Miss McDevitt's, Adelaide's people. I don't have any botched quests. Okay.
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
Right. Where am I going?
All together. That's the last of them.
Better that time, providing. I like my lightning pistol. Right. Switch number 1.
There's 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
See, that's still telling me that it's going to go there. I have a feeling that Miss McDevitt should have given me a quest, so I probably am going to go back to her. Delivered Reed's message, but Adelaide refused to return to Edgewater. Head to the geothermal plant and redirect your power. Adelaide proposed that you defer to the geothermal plant output to the botanical lab, depriving Edgewater of power. I need to set the target, and I think that's through that computer. Oh, that's not right. Redirect power. Plant status. I think I need to flip the switches first, apparently.
3 switches. That'll be easy enough.
Okay. Let's just do this. Let's see this through. That's right, be quiet. I missed the blue.
Unexpected.
I'm ready for this!
Sweeping.
Down they go!
Adjacent unit.
That's the last of them!
Wow, it went flying.
There's 2 more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Veil?
Can I talk to you about it?
Yeah, huh?
Nope. Wow. Where is that coming from?
Not real. You're not real. Wait, Phantom.
Phantom? It takes 2 to get in there. I can go around, it looks like.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Heal up, Parvati. Come on.
That's the last of them.
Did you not have loot?
Where to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
These are all good questions. Oh, yeah, I can't go that way. Let's just use some maglocks. Wait. I was gonna use 42 somethings. What are those? What do I have? No, it's gonna use 25 out of 42 something. I don't know what the 42 somethings are. Let's put some Spacer's Choice Adrenatime in there, in my inhaler. Make it interesting when I need to breathe or get some health back. Yeah, I like my character. Could just see what's in there. It might be worth it.
Nicely done.
Bypass shot. Immunosol. A workbench. I don't really think that was worth it. Because I think I can repair it in my inventory. Repair? No, that's mod. Repair all equipped. Oh, it takes a little more parts this way. That's okay. there was a door over here. Oh, these are the stairs.
System. Investigating.
Incoming!
Adjacent unit.
These things are fast. Yeah. A bunch of energy cells. Nothing on that one. Those floating ones not having anything. Oh, I checked them. Where did that one go?
Last. I'm not sure what the right is. Alls I know is the decision's final.
Well, at least it sounds like you won't be too upset if I destroy Spacer's Choice Colony. Edgetown. Is there a door out of here? Yeah, it's barred. That's convenient. Nice of them to do that.
Once we do this, there's no going back. Excuse me, ma'am. Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
Reed tells me Edgewater's going to die without workers in power.
That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way.
The deserters are a community. I can't just destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick, gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
Ugh. Oh, decision. I see your point. I think I'm ready to make a decision.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
I'm not really ready. Glad you did. I like hearing from you.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order. Where are we headed?
We'll talk later after we destroy one of these towns. High likelihood of moderate to severe structural damage. Redirecting power is an irreversible procedure. Are you sure you want to continue? Continue. Oh boy. I kind of want to side with Parvati, but I hate Reed. There are a lot of good people there. This is a really tough choice. I think I'm gonna go for Edgewater. Permanent power failure detected in botanical laboratory. Blatant disregard for spacer's choice property has been logged. Please refer yourself to designated supervisor for an immediate reprimand. Return to route.
I think you did the rightest thing you could, sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for, even if they don't care much for me.
We'll talk later. Oh man, that's a tough decision. Did I level up or anything? No. Let's do that other quest while I'm here. Die robot. Okay, I know that's there.
Phantom!
Hacking skill too low. Light machine gun. Geothermal security chief's card. Well, he took some mechanicals with him. Bard. What is this? Repair bay. Access repair log. Oh, these are repair things for the mechanicals. That's it. Sawed-off shotgun, weapon parts, Adreno time, Adreno, mag picks, corrupted logic model.
Where are we headed?
Home. I keep forgetting that I have time dilation and I can do stuff. Can't believe I sided with Reed. Let's go talk to the crazy guy before we turn in the other one. is too crazy.
Never seen the Veil lit up like this before.
Mentions logic module. I found one in the geothermal plant.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Take care. Breakdown. Shock stick 131. 106. Break that down. Keep the grenade launcher. Maybe I'll give Parvati the light machine gun and the shock stick. Tinker, light machine gun, level 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 6. Let's get our armor up again. Oh, mine's level 8. Hers is level 4, 5. I don't have enough money to keep going with that. It's fine. Okay, breakdown. Racer choice light pistol, assault rifle, sawed-off shotgun. I'm gonna keep the lab outfits just because they have tech skills on them, and I don't know if that'll be useful for the party later on. Let's see if I can modify her light machine gun. I don't have any modifications for it. Magazines. See any modifications for my hunting rifle? Extendo sight. Mod already installed. Assault rifle. Nothing. Pistol? Nothing. Well, I guess that's fine. Oh. I guess I can't mod her. This fancy one. Okay, Parvati. You can have this fancy stick. This machine gun. Oh, that's big. We'll see how that goes. Save it. Convince the deserters to move back. I have to go back to the deserters. I wonder if Adelaide will go back. Since she, seems like she hates the place. And I'm getting hungry. Apparently philosophists are bad. Let's see what's in this house.
You're fast.
Thank you. Toilet. Ollie Toxie 3. I don't know what that is. Bag tag, big cartridge. Cabinet, nothing. Salt tuna. Gourmet salt tuna. Ambidextrine. Well, that's some stuff. Light ammo. Still worried these things are gonna respawn. They probably will at some point. Did I check you? Yeah, I did. Ooh, another locked house.
Done.
Scorched journal. Okay. He was building a combat flying machine, and apparently it killed him. Plasma rifle. I'm gonna put that in there instead of my shotgun. Might be handy. Well, that was worth coming in here. Oh, I gotta go around. Can't Skyrim horse in here. I'm getting a lot of energy cells. Hey, Zoe.
Home is where the heart is. Marauders took that saying a little too literally.
That's good coffee.
I know, I'm trying to think. I don't know what you did to talk some sense into Zoe, but I appreciate it.
Okay. I guess I talked to Adelaide.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you
Man,
this in
I feel
private,
bad.
away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it?
Reed needs his people back.
You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management.
What happened to you, Adelaide? All this anger had to come from somewhere.
My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear.
I'm willing to deal with Reed for you.
You offering to cross Reed off, huh?
Yeah, I don't
This
like
some
him.
sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or are you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together.
Reed isn't going to just leave his post. I'll need some help convincing him.
Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses.
Oh.
I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with nutrients.
What happens when you run out of corpses?
Edgewater Cemetery's got corpses aplenty. Enough for a generation's worth of crops.
Okay. That's disturbing.
Yeah, huh?
You don't have anything to say about that, Parvati? Parvati? Okay. Let's talk to
Everybody
Dean
keeps
Thomas.
staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead.
You won't survive without power. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again.
So you don't work at the cannery. You wanted to be an engineer.
You know something? I think you're right. The town could use another engineer, and I'm on my way to becoming one. I could do a lot of good in Edgewater. Maybe even keep a garage of my own with a little workbench and my very own toolbox. It's just... Adelaide's never gonna forgive me. Not in 100 years. I go crawling back to my old life in Edgewater, and I'm as good as dead to her.
Why is that?
Adelaide hates Edgewater, hates everything Edgewater stands for, hates what that town does to people, what it did to her. We're the nearest she's got to kin. We go back to Edgewater, we may as well have stuck a knife in her heart.
Stay put. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
You know where to find me.
I should go.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild Canids, on the other hand.
There's nothing left for you here. It's time to go back to Edgewater.
The matter's been weighing on me. Zoe came back, but I couldn't keep her from slipping out in the first place. Who's to say I could keep Marauders from slipping in? I don't see us lasting more than a couple of weeks out here. I'm loath to admit it. We're gonna have to make our peace with Topson and hope he takes us back. Listen, we go back to Reed, hat in hand, begging for our old jobs back. Well, Adelaide's not gonna forgive us. She never talked to us again.
Don't do anything hasty. I'm going to try to talk Reed into stepping down.
Sure, suit yourself. I'll be here.
Okay. Alright, I guess I go back there. Good thing I got that perk in sprint.
Not a peep from me. Here we go! We made it!
She looks badass with that gun. So I must not have been over here, or they've just finally started respawning. Oh, this is Edgewater.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts?
I spoke to Adelaide. She won't come back so long as you're here.
Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes. But I have done my best for this town.
Your town's a mess, Reed.
I have been holding this town together with both hands. You can't just expect me to leave. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home.
I can attack and say, well, I tried. Adelaide's people aren't getting sick with plague.
I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic.
This town doesn't eat anything but salt tuna. Of course you're going to get sick.
You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat saltuna here, and only saltuna.
I'm pretty sure it's your food that's making you sick. You need Adelaide's garden.
I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse.
Adelaide's found a way to grow food. She'll come back if you step down.
You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil?
Look, Reed, all I know is it involves some really complicated math and it works.
If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me.
What are your plans?
A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them.
Why not?
No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement.
This can't be easy for you.
I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy.
Take care. Now I get to run back there. Wait, can't I fast travel? Let me go outside and see if I can fast travel. Cannot fast travel while near hostiles. No, not to the geothermal plant. Botanical lab. That makes this much faster.
Look at that. The snake's come back.
Talked Reed into leaving. Come back to Edgewater.
I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward.
Edgewater's better off with you running the place.
You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Take care. Split it equally between dialogue, stealth, and tech. I have 1 point left. I'll put it in leadership. You have unlocked a dialogue combat skill. When attacking the correct type of target, they are automatically debilitated. Interesting. Where is that? 20% chance creatures will become terrified and flee for 10 seconds after you kill one. Humans have a 20% chance to cower in fear for 3 seconds after the first time you hit them. Interesting.
That was a good thing you did, Captain. Helping to bring the deserters and Edgewater folks back together. I hope you rest well on that.
We'll talk later. Retrieve the power regulator. Yes. Return to the unreliable. Where is the unreliable? Over there. My spaceship.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome! Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship. Working on a real engine. Belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling.
I can understand not wanting to go back. You didn't seem happy in Edgewater.
Oh, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves for my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, ma'am. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Well, I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
Okay. I want to see the rooms. They're all sealed. What room are you claiming? Okay, you're just standing here.
As always, I am at your disposal. Anything you'd like to discuss?
I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic disposition?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
But weren't they proud when you became a vicar, at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
What's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the Grand Plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
If you can't help but follow the plan, then everything you do is part of it, right?
The plan is not one rigid path. There are a variety of multitudes contained within it. Our paths have variance, but we'll end up adhering to it, whether we like it or not. Some choices make the path smoother, some rougher. You can even go outside the lines, but the further outside you go, it's like an unbreakable elastic band. It will only stretch so far before it snaps back. The further it is stretched, the more violent the eventual correction.
Seems quite trusting of you to just sign on without knowing anything about me.
I have run headlong into too many walls in my pursuit of the truth. This book is my last hope, and you were my only hope of getting it translated.
Makes sense.
What about you? What's your story?
I was a colonist on the Hope. A scientist named Wells saved me.
And how did he do that?
He stole my body from the Hope at the edge of the colony and thawed me out.
Well, you do seem different than every other colonist. Let's pretend for the moment I believe you. What are you going to do now?
I'm helping him recover more of the chemicals he needs to save the rest of the colonists.
That seems a dangerous proposition. Why risk your life now that it's been returned to you?
I had family on the Hope. My friends are on the Hope. My friends are on the Hope.
Oh, I see. You have my condolences.
Any ideas where we can find someone who speaks French in this colony?
I've been thinking on that. There's a former infamous philosopher scholar who fled Terra 2 some years ago. He's an expert on Bakonu. He's also who told me of the journal's presence in Emerald Vale. If anyone in this colony could translate that book, it would be him.
That sounds like a good lead, but how do we find him?
That's a good question. We should start on the Groundbreaker. It's where I'd go if I wanted to get off Terra 2. Great place to pick up a ride to Hephaestus, Scylla, even Monarch. All I need is access to a data cartridge from the security terminal. Their easily hackable system keeps a registry of all crew manifests for both arrivals and departures.
How will the crew manifest help us track down your scholar friend?
I'll comb the last 6 months of departure manifests to track the Philosophist's off-world destination.
Sounds good, let's go.
Thank you, Captain.
Hi, Parvati.
Something you need?
No, you have nothing to say to me. I returned to my ship. Oops. Oh, I need to return to Ada.
I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain?
I have a power
Do
regulator.
you know how to install a power regulator?
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Up the ladder. Climb.
Where are we headed?
What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power
All
regulator.
systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's get out of here. I like the wars. I don't know why they're there, but they're just kind of funny and neat.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good, I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are, hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain, horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded, also I can slow down time.
Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Culkelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Why do I need a nav key to land on a planet?
Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Culkelly.
Fine, I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
You want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Why do I need a gadget for this? Couldn't I just steal a uniform or something?
A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath.
How the hell does the hologram sweeten your breath?
Science, that's how.
I'll put it to good use, thanks.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Nice. I am in space. Looks nice. We got a lot of debris. I'm going to stop here. So, an hour and 21 minutes, that's pretty good for an episode. So thanks for watching.